Good morning, Magic lovers. It is 5:15 a.m. and we are back with some more of our Abzan Legends deck. Boy, I submitted this deck to our Spikes yesterday and things just got nuts, for the record. So we made a lot of changes. And the first big one that we should call attention to is the adding of a companion. So we've added Gigantha the Wellspring. Now, this is a little bit of a confusing add because if we read the text, right? So companion, your card has no card in your starting deck has more than one of the same mana symbol in its mana cost. Okay, that was very easy for us to accomplish. That's how Gigantha got here. And then it taps. We can add 5 mana, one of each color. This mana can't be spent to pay generic mana costs. This almost has no purpose in this deck. Almost no purpose. It helps us maybe get out a few spells. Like maybe it would help us play some spells. But the truth is this is just a free 5/5 in our hand. That's the only reason it's here. So, to that end, we had to take out the God Eternals because they both had double black and double white, and we've replaced them now with 2 Garrix. I know he took him out in the last one, but honestly, he's just a strong high-end card. He's a legendary. He can't get reanimated with Nethroi, obviously, but that's fine. Still cool. We had a lot of discussion on Dire Tactics. I originally chose not to include this. Sweet art, though. I originally chose not to include this because I preferred Mythos of Nethroi over it because this destroys any permanent. Dire Tactics only gets creatures, but I think the commenters were right in this case. I think they were correct in that this is such a flexible and cheap removal spell, and it's so useful. So I think we keep it. I've moved 3 Mythos of Nethroi to the sideboard, right? Just in terms of, this can kind of replace a lot of the color hate cards we were running, right? So we moved it over here. I kept 1 in there in the event that we might want it, but this may come out as well. We took out one of the Vraskas as well. Someone did not think we needed 4 Vraskas. I always like seeing her, but we're going to give it a shot. It might have been an overreaction on my part. I think that's fair. And I think that's all the changes we made. So yeah, and then we just basically have a bunch of graveyard hate in our sideboard. So we'll see how it goes. Let's get in there. Let's get in there, see how our deck goes. I'm sure if I was an opponent, I'd probably see that Gigantha and think to myself, like, oh, is this a Niv Mizzet deck or something? This is kind of like one of the, like, oh, they're going to be so confused. But it's kind of one of the stupid things about this companion in particular, right? It's like the criteria to add him to your deck is so low that I don't really need it to, I don't need its special ability or anything like that. Okay. So we want to play first, clearly. 2 lands, and we basically can't play anything because we've got black in every casting cost except for Night of Autumn, so we have to mulligan this. This is better. It's not great, but it's better. So we'll keep it. And what's going to go back? Probably Nethroi. Sorry, buddy. We'll see you later, though. So thank goodness we're going first. We're against Karuga, so this might be a Fires deck. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a Fires of Invention deck looking to kill us super oh. That's a bummer, isn't it? That is not at all what we wanted to see. So we'll still probably play the hero. Oh, we don't have a choice, but we have to play the new hero next turn, so. Look at all these different color man. See, now he's thinking, like, is this a 5-color deck? Is this 5 colors? Look at these tri-lands. 5 taps for 5? Tri-lands? What? So what would my opponent be? What is my opponent doing here? I'd hate for my Hero of Precinct 1 to just get shocked immediately. So do I just General Kudro here? What do you think? Sure, let's just General Kudro right away. It could be a counterspell. I don't know. Not a counterspell. I definitely did not want this just to get Bone Crusher Gianted, which is certainly a possibility, I think. And if I hold this up, he cannot Bone Crusher Giant the General Kudro, so that's what we want. Especially since he has this deck building restriction, so he can't have anything. It has to be 3 or greater And so obviously the only spell right now is that. Okay. So I've got Kunaros. What color? I suppose the color is pretty immaterial here, but we will play this. And out comes Hero of Precinct 1. Now, what's the nice part is that General Draneth is going to take him out of range of our boy here. Let's start beating him up. And then we've just got Dire Tactics. If our opponent plays anything, we're just going to gobble him up with the old Dire Tactics. Nice thing is our opponent also apparently does not have a Teferi right now, because I think he would have played it last turn to bounce this General. There's the fires. Let's see what's going to come down for our opponent. Would be nice to see a Knight of Autumn here. Down comes the Bone Crusher. So, I'm trying to decide what. I think I'm just playing Kunaros this coming turn. Garrick, huh? I actually think I just have to hold up Dire Tactics here. I don't think I have a choice in the matter. So let's end turn. We'll wait, we'll sit here. We'll see what's going to happen. Comes the Cavalier of Flame. Yep. So we're going to Dire Tactics this right away before he can get a creature out. Another creature. Right, because if he has another one. Yep. Then we get a 2/2. That's pretty sweet. It's called Dire Tactics. So you can still play Karuga, which is spooky, obviously. Lets him draw 2 cards, I guess. We're probably going to lose this first matchup. I don't think we have the appropriate tools to deal with this stuff at the moment. Because he's going to get a 5/4, which we don't line up against. He's got a 4/3. We got a little lucky that he didn't use any of the... So this is all the spells he can play. We got a little lucky. He could have, I'm pretty certain, spent to buff up the Cavalier here, but he didn't, so... Uh-oh, we need answers, people. We need answers. My turn. Oh, Knight of Autumn. Good to see ya. Oh, that's right, and I get to get rid of some cards. So, I guess we'll just get rid of the Bone Crusher Giant. I don't think he has any... I don't think there's any way this deck reanimates stuff. I mean, you're a turn late, Knight of Autumn, but I'll take it, buddy. You're a turn late. So now we'll just wait. Ugh. Maybe I shouldn't be waiting. Our opponent might actually have board clears, although part of me thinks he would have used it by now if he was going to have one. So I guess we'll find out. A Bone Crusher. A second Bone Crusher? Ha! Toon Bone Crushers, okay. Very interesting. Okay, our opponent shocks in a land for the Cavalier. Well, lucky for us, we have a lot of blockers at the moment. Will they last, though, is the question. Will they last? Discards 2 lands, okay. This is probably a hard matchup for us. I mean, maybe once we sideboard in, it might not be as hard. Do I let the 5/4 come through? No, we're just gonna get more 1/1s, so we can just prevent this damage, I think. I'm fine cleaning up some of his permanents here. Well, there's mana 5. Is Jagantha the play or is Polukranos the play? Almost certainly Polukranos here. We get a 1/1, we get a really big boy. Alright. No attacks. See if we can make it through this. See if we can live. Our opponent has no shortage of resources at this point. He's got plenty. Hey, don't hurt my Polukranos. He would never hurt a fly. A Nethroi here would be killer. Show me the Nethroi, baby. Actually, it's just 2 cards. Okay, I take it back. Kill my hero? So your Brazen Bar is that. Okay, understandable. Seems reasonable. Straight up plays the Bone Crusher. And now we're going to be taking some pain here. Shock's in. How much mana does he have left? 2 mana, okay. Oh, because he wants to buff up the damage a little bit. Okay, so we're in trouble here. I guess I just have to take all this, basically. So there's the Temple Garden. What are our thoughts on Temple Garden here? So we can Jagantha, we can... If he has another way to bounce the Polukranos, I think we're just going to lose, I suppose. So let's do this. I think we just have to go for this. We could have Garricked and gotten rid of the Cavalier. That actually might have been the right play, but we'll try this. So you can buff, buff, buff. Like I said, if he has another bounce spell, we just kind of are screwed. That's just the way of things. Oh, ain't that just the way of things? Ooh, oofda. Maybe this thing. So 4, 5. He'll have 5 mana. So he can buff twice. This will hit me for 5. The rest of these I have to block. Oh, okay, we're dead. I made a mistake. Okay, so what we're doing here. I think we do run some Extinction events. Well, no, let's just Mythos of Nethroi and Agonizing Remorse. I think these are good cards. He's going to have Bone Crushers for sure in his deck, so let's pull out the Heroes of Precinct 1. We don't really need those. Cheval probably also... We really are just looking for hand disruption here. So we don't really need any of that stuff. Do we need General's Enforcer is just a nice... it gets on the board. It can't be easily removed. Although maybe Cheval is the answer. Does Kudro have a place in this anymore, now that I've taken out the heroes? That's an interesting question. He's like all odd cards, you know, strangely. Not a lot of evens. So, I mean, part of me wonders if I should be cleaning out my odd cards. My odd cards actually aren't that... So, you know what? Let's put back in the Generals and Forces. Let's take out Kudro. I don't think Kudro offers a lot to me here. And now I'm actually free to throw in some Extinction events if I want. Do I take out the Kethis, though, or the Kunaros? Maybe the Kunaros. These don't really, again, they don't really offer me much in this matchup. I'm just looking to get to Garrick, Polukranos, Nethroi, essentially. Disrupt his chain. Although, maybe I'm not really. Maybe, okay, let's try this. Let's go back to the hero. Let's go back to this. We'll get rid of Kethis is fine, I think. Oh no, he's one of my multicolor spells. I know I'm running out of time. Gotta cut 5 cards here. What 5 will go? What 5 will go? I guess, so maybe we do get rid of Cheval, since he doesn't really put a lot of pressure on. We'll get rid of a... Okay, so we'll just get rid of the Kethis, I guess. That's okay. Let's try that. I'm really unsure about how I should sideboard against this. On the play, I just felt... You know, I was pretty adamant that I didn't need these heroes, but... I was on the play last time, too, so... Okay, so we have a way to get rid of his, we actually can get rid of 2 of his things already, so this is pretty decent for us. Karuga is quite good, people. So I'm pretty certain I can start with the General's Enforcer. Then we'll Agonizing Remorse him here. And then we'll just hold this Knight of Autumn to also make sure. So... Start out with this. I don't think he can have any 2-mana spells. Only the Bone Crusher Giant. Or the Brazen Borrower, I guess, he can play. Yep. So now let's Agonizing Remorse our opponent here. And Elspeth Conquers Death, a Sphinx, Fires of Invention. So he's really not holding that many lands. Or a Deafening Clarion. Do I care about Deafening Clarion here? So actually, I have an answer for this. Although I won't have a human when this comes out. Or do I just get rid of the fires and just say, hey, let's just get rid of the fires. We have lots of permanent removal in this deck, so. And we'll take another white mana here. We'll see. He might just cast this turn. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. Not sure what's going to happen. And we'll just keep up Dire Tactics, because I expect the Sphinx of Foresight to come down, and then we'll just kill it. Sphinx of Foresight. Yep. Did he get another Fires? That is the question. Although, to be fair, I am a little afraid of this. Maybe I should have kept a little bit more removal for that. It's possible I should have let him keep. There's the Fires. Okay, we're definitely going to kill that, so that's nice for us. Yep, you can have it. Bye. That is a nice draw. So out comes Knight of Autumn. Goodbye Fires of Invention. Out comes Agonizing Remorse. I want to see what's in his graveyard. Nothing's in his graveyard. Okay, so Elspeth is a horribly, horribly slow play. Cavalier is spooky. Yeah, I think we just get rid of this, right? This is his only active play that he's got going here. If he gets another land, he can play the Karuga, but he doesn't draw any cards from it. It's just going to Deafening Clarion. That's fine by us, because we've got Jegantha next turn. Come on out, buddy. And then after that, we're just going to be Vrasking, sacrificing our own lands here to get some value. Oh, so we found a tapped land. That's good for us, actually. Okay. So we'll tap for green, play the Vraska. Sacrifice Forest, draw a card. Man, this is pretty good for us. The General's Enforcer on the board right now is great because he's so slow at the moment. And did I not play a land here? I guess I didn't, so let's throw out the Triome. So if he plays this, he still takes a beating. Can he afford to get rid of the Vraska right now with this Elspeth Conquers Death? He has nothing in his graveyard to get back. This actually is not a very good play. Does he get rid of the Vraska? I mean, that's my value engine right now. Bold. A bold play, I'd say. Because, right, we're just putting him down to 2, and here's Polukranos. All right. And now we play the waiting game. If he plays that, I'm pretty certain we're going to win. He's got to get something real good to win with that. So, yep, he draws 1 card. If he has a land and a Brazen Borrower, he can live here. If not, I think he's done so. All right, good. We did it. We did it. We are the best Magic player alive. Okay, we're not going to be on the play this time, although it's not like we had some crazy aggressive start that game either. Question is, how did I feel about General's Enforcer? Was great that game. Dire Tactics, obviously, Agonizing Remorse are great cards. General Kudro, he's such a threat. I think we keep this, what we've got going here. The only question for me is, do I throw an Extinction Event? And I just don't think so. I don't think he has enough stuff to make it worthwhile. I mean, we were almost out of value in that game. Can you believe it? That Companion completely saved us that game. Made that game winnable. The question. He hasn't seen the Nethroi yet. That's kind of interesting. That's an interesting thought. Kind of would like to put Chevel back in there. He doesn't have... I haven't seen any Planeswalkers, though, and barely any creatures, so I'm barely going to get anything out of Chevel. Question is, does Kethis go back in for one reason or another? And if he does, then over what? Let's take out 2 of those, put in 2 of these. Oh boy. Because now we're on the play. I mean, we have plenty of ways to get rid of his fancy pants things. Okay. I gotta... So we're gonna get to play in turn 1, draw, play in turn 2, draw, and then draw another card on turn 3. So I think I can afford to keep this. I like the Agonizing Remorse. 3-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop. I think this is safe. I'm always scared on a 2-lander. Always scared on a 2-lander. I just hate it. It's just terrifying. Okay, our opponent has a Sphinx. Show me the land. Show me the land. I guess I shouldn't be afraid. Statistically, I am likely to draw one. I've got a 43% chance, 44% chance to draw one. I'll just throw that on out there. Do I want to Agonizing Remorse right away? Turn 3, he can start playing things. Show me the land. Okay, there it is. No white mana, though. It's actually fine right now, but it is a little spooky. Dang, look at all this stuff. Okay, so we gotta think here. I think we just, again, get rid of the fires, right? Like, I can't allow this to be in his hand. I can't let him get the fires off. This we can kill. We're hoping we'll have something to do with this, but I don't know for sure. So let's just get rid of the fires. Bye-bye fires. Forever, please. We are in a little bit of trouble, though. We really don't have a lot of other juice to deal with the rest of the stuff. Well, there's a General's Enforcer that we cannot play. But, I mean, this is definitely a Treacherous Blessing turn. We have to just get something. We have to get some answers to what he's got going on here. We just don't have them. We also don't have white mana, so... I don't know what he's hoping to do, but... Hey, there's our white mana. Do we have to discard 1, 2? Yeah, we're going to have to. So what are we going to get rid of? Agonizing Remorse we are definitely keeping. I think the 2 lands we keep. So is it just General's Enforcer gone? Kudra and General's Enforcer are pretty decent, although, right, my problems in life right now are not related to do I have creatures on the board. Vraska? No, Vraska's what's going to keep me in this one. Could also get rid of a land. Okay, we should keep the General's Enforcer because next turn I can pair with Agonizing Remorse. Okay. Castle Lochthwain. Is there ever going to be a time when I can play this? I think we just dump the land. I think we dump the Lochthwain. This is a little greedy, but let's do it. It's a little greedy, but let's do it. So then I think we're just getting rid of the Sphinx of Foresight. Wow, I just got a... Huh. So do I get the Vraska out right now? No, I don't think so. We Agonizing Remorse him for sure. This is going to start to hurt, although, right, again, I probably don't lose due to incremental losses of life here. Another fires. We'll say bye-bye to that. Although this is starting to become a non-trivial amount of life that we're getting here, that we're losing here. Will he just brazen borrow it? That's the question. Yep, okay. I mean, I'd rather have him bounce that right now than, I'd rather have him bounce it right now than the alternative. So next turn is going to be a Vraska turn. Get rid of this Treacherous Blessing, which is hurting me. Hurting me. So our opponent is pretty likely to find the lands he needs. Yep, there's that. He should play Teferi here. Although maybe he's going to hold up the Brazen Borrower. Nope, down comes Teferi. Is he going to bounce or is he going to plus? I'm hoping he pluses here. Nope, he's like, I really need to draw that 5th land, and he is completely correct about that. And my opponent can't play spells during my turn, so we're just plussing right away to get the Stretcher's Blessing out of here. I hope we find a land. We didn't. I mean, we don't need it at this juncture. We would just like to have it. So we have a lot of ways to deal with these cards that he's going to play. Yep, there's a Sphinx, so we can Dire Tactics that. Do we Dire Tactics that one, or is that a Mythos of Nethroi? It probably is a Mythos of Nethroi hit. Since this I want to exile because it gets him stuff. Well, or do I, will I need this for a Fires, possibly? Fair. Oh no, I've got the Knight of Autumn, okay. We have the Knight of Autumn. This. That. Okay. And I don't want him to play this thing for a bunch of value, so we're gonna just clean up all the 3 mana permanents, say bye-bye to his permanents. I don't want him to play them. He's got 5 mana though, so he can play, of course. So if we get a land here, we're gonna be in okay shape. Yep. There's your spells for the turn. So we basically have to get rid of this. We don't have a choice. Oh wow. He's like, I really want that Vraska dead. So there's land. Oh, so this kind of stinks. I actually have to... Oh yeah, this really stinks. Really, really stinks, doesn't it? Because I have to Dire Tactic. I have to get rid of this thing, basically. But I don't have a white mana to get the Knight out. Man, we just kind of had a really bad run here, didn't we, on our lands? Alright, so I have to just take 5 from this, essentially. And then I don't have... The worst part is I have no other spells to play this turn. That's life. Sometimes this happens, too. Sometimes you don't have very good mana, and that's too bad for us, you know? That was a little unlucky on our part that we didn't find, because we've drawn a boatload of cards at this point. Like, we've drawn with Vraska, we've drawn extra with Vraska, we drew 3 more with Treacherous Blessing, we've actually drawn a ton of stuff. And now we're just gonna die to these things, unfortunately, because, yeah, we're just not hitting land drops at all. So our opponent has played 2 spells. I don't think it's gonna make a difference, because we're basically dead. We can probably just dump out the Nethroi and pray. Well... Get rid of the Fires, but honestly, it's just, yeah, let's play this. Does it matter if I get rid of Fires of Invention? Probably not really. Sure. Just a little unlucky this game on the white mana, because if we could have played 2 spells last turn, that would have been better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we just don't have anything to do here, sadly. So sadly. So will he find another Cavalier? We've only gotten rid of 1. Wow, we've killed... Have we killed every Fires here? We've killed 3 Fires, wow. And our opponent has only seen not even half his deck yet. So I'll just block there. Not much of a choice in the matter. Not much of a choice in the matter. There's another white mana, so that's something for us. So I can Kethis and General's Enforcer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like that is maybe our only play to get back in this. If he has any extra damage, we're gonna die. Maybe I just have to Nethroi here. What's the play? Nethroi gets me life. That's pretty sweet. Ooh, you know what? I didn't even think to play this last turn. Oh, I want to get rid of the Fires. Or do I play this in General's Enforcer? No, because then I can't mutate. So I think I will try this. We'll try this. Well, actually, no. We'll do this. Uh-oh. And this to gain some extra life. Sure. Yeah, we are in trouble, man. So did he find the Cavalier of Flame? It's pretty likely he did. We've only gotten rid of one Cavalier of Flame. Oh my. Okay. Can we make it, people? That's the question. Is there... Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. So let's block there. So this makes me scared. Does he have an instant speed interaction? Just tap out, dude. Tap out. Tap out. Don't have instant speed interaction. Okay, that's a good one. We're very close to death here. So close to death. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 mana. So I think I have to just play this, get rid of the Brazen Borrower. That's what I'm thinking here. Kill that.
Before I make you disappear.
I might be doing this all wrong. This feels a little off, but we'll keep up the Mythos of Nithroy at the moment. Okay. No attacks. What's in his graveyard? How many lands? Just 1, 2? 2 lands? Okay. Oh, did he find his big man? So there's Teferi, so we just have to play this right away. Kill that. Okay, do not bounce my Kethis. Plus or do something else. No, he's definitely gonna bounce the Kethis. Rats. This was our dream. This was our play, people. Bummer. We had a chance there to get through. Now he's sort of tapped out. We are so low on life. Oh my god. So next turn is Kethis. Ooh. What's that about? Oh, we can flash in a Brazen Borrower, it seems. Garrick, Cursed Huntsman, huh? So flashed in Brazen Borrower is pretty powerful here. I think it's Kethis. Raise a counterspell up? That would seem a little strange to me if he did. And I guess we'll just chuck out the Kudro or General's Enforcer, we think. General's Enforcer can't be hit with whatever it is. Yeah, sure, let's play this. How important is this 1 life to me? Okay. It's getting spooky, people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's the mutate cost on this? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, the odds of me drawing a land are good, but not that high. But if I don't get one, boy, am I going to be sad. We're going to be crying. Yep. Okay. I mean, our opponent has had, like, everything this game, so this is not that surprising. I'm pretty sure at this point, this dying kills us, so... And a Sphinx. Can you afford to... Oh man. We almost had him. If we just had a... Well, our opponent got 3 Fires of Invention that game, which is, you know, a little unlucky for us, given that, right, they only at that point had seen, like, a few of their cards. So that was kind of... That was a little bit of, you know, a bunch of baloney. But other than that, I thought we did pretty decently. I mean, especially for them playing, I mean, what I'm just going to call a cheater deck, right? Cheat mana out. the cheater decks of the world. Yeah, we'll keep this. We got 2 2-drops that we can play already. Our opponent goes first, which kind of stinks, but I mean, I think this is good enough. And if Kudro comes down, eventually, we'll be in a good spot. Ooh, especially if you're a graveyard deck. Oh, punish you. Punish you for that one. Ooh, hello, Triome. Come to me, Triome. So are you a control deck, or what are you going to be? Yes, apparently. Hi, General's Enforcer. Nice to see ya. See what our opponent's gonna do here. Shark Typhoon. Cycles for 0. Okay, interesting. No mana. Do I just go for this and play the... Let's see if this holds up anything on my opponent's side. Yes, it does. Okay, good. I'm glad we did not play it. Hey, for the record, we are hitting our land drops. So in this matchup, this Gigantha is really valuable. Because our opponent's a control deck, and we're just getting... Oh, okay. Alright. And we just get a free extra card, right, that they have to deal with. So they have to get an extra resource somehow to deal with this. Okay. Oh, don't you just love control decks? They're so fun to play against them. Pay the life, and I think we just play both of these nerds. Or do I just play a Kethis at this point? Two General's Enforcers. Now let's just play them both. They're not that high value. We kill a Teferi, we just hit our opponent in the face. We've got some things going on here with this, so. Kind of obnoxious for our opponent to deal with. Did he find another land, though, or is he still short on lands? Oh, boy. Oh, my. That's very good for us, isn't it? So will my opponent counter another General's Enforcer? Let's find out. Must just be the Brazen Borrower that's holding this up. Okay. Do I just go for this? Do I dare go for this? Yeah, let's go for it. Do you have a counter spell, buddy? Ms. Kudu, Ms. Kodo, Ms. Quadu? He does. Okay. Maybe we should have tried the Kethis there, but... now what? So we'll see what our opponent has. Coming up will be the Vraska, probably. We got to start getting back in the game.
I know my responsibility. Here we go.
So our opponent considering... So he tapped out. That's pretty nice. I don't know why he's saying good game. Like, he's literally, even though he hasn't gotten any lands, he consistently has cards to play that affect the tempo of the board. So it's really not... It's really not like he's in any kind of trouble here. In like, specific trouble, per se. So Vraska... General's Enforcer... Okay, so he just gave up. I don't know. I don't think that was right from just give up, but... So now I gotta change the way that we play a little bit. So Agonizing Remorse comes in. Mythos of Nethroi comes in. I think all the dire tactics are gonna come out. I don't expect to see any really creatures of note from him. Other than maybe a Dream Trawler, but I can't worry too much about Dream Trawler. Which maybe I include a couple Extinction Events if I have space. I don't, though, so blah, blah, blah. I don't have a space for that. So the question is, what comes out here? I mean, I think he's going to have Sweepers on the low end. I like Shovel just as a way to deal with his threats. That's kind of nice. It's possible that Night of Autumn really isn't good enough here because I don't expect a lot of enchantments. Although he does have the Shark Typhoons, so... But we do have 4 Mythos of Nethroi, which probably is sufficient. Alright, so we got to make some decisions. Possibly... I mean, he's going to have Planeswalkers. And typically they have... What do we want to say? Like, soft Planeswalkers? He's going to be running Sweepers. So the Generals in I think, honestly, the Heroes probably go here. Because this little package is fine. to draw me cards and threaten. Kunaros, there's an argument Kunaros should be out of here, but Nethroi is just so powerful. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's get rid of the Kunaros. Let's put in Hero. A couple Heroes again. And I think we'll keep this package. We'll try this. We'll try it, wow. So he didn't draw any lands, but like I said, he had a lot of stuff to affect the board, so I don't know if he should have quit so soon. I mean, maybe he knew he wasn't holding a board clear and he's like, I'm too far behind on the board. So opponent goes first. Can I afford to keep this? If I get a land, Treacherous Blessing is gonna get us there. Hopefully. We saw in our last best of 3 that was not true. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. I don't want to risk this. This is even worse. But we do have an Agonizing Remorse. It's bad. It's real bad, man. So we're gonna keep this one just because we have the Agonizing Remorse, and we'll put the Nethroi back. It's one of those painful scenarios where it's like, oh, I wish I had kept the first hand, maybe. Wish I had maybe kept the first hand. If we just find a white mana, we're golden. We're gonna be in the zone. Hey. Hey, remember what I said? So I think we're Agonizing Remorsing just right away. I want to kind of see what's in his hand. I don't want him to be able to respond to it very easily. I don't want him to... Well, may I throw out the hero just to pressure him a little bit? Now let's Agonizing Remorse. 2 Teferis, a Tyrant Scorn, and Elspeth Conquers Death. Yeah, I'm tempted to just to get rid of the Teferi just because of the cycling potential. Tyrant Scorn, instant speed removal against my little boys. I think we just get rid of the value engine. Just get rid of the Teferi here. It's probably his most powerful card. Tyrant Scorn hits all my stuff, which kind of stinks. So will he hold up a counterspell? Oh, nope, he's just like Teferi. So here's the interesting thing, doesn't make any sense.
Trust me, I have a plan.
This hits creatures 3 or less. Power 3 or less? Convert a mana cost 3 or less. So I need to keep both of these up. Do I just bait out the Tyrant Scorn here? Let's do that. Well, so he couldn't Tyrant Scorn. This will let him bounce, draw a card. So he can bounce. Okay, so this will force him to use a Teferi bounce. And if he wants to... So this will force him to use a Teferi bounce. And then if he wants to do any of this other stuff, he can't play anything new this turn. So that's sort of good for us. We'll see, though. Got this Elspeth Conquers Death here. We have a lot of anti-graveyard stuff. So, yep, okay, he does that. That's what I expected. I mean, he could minus and draw the card no matter what. Wilderness Reclamation, huh? Okay. Alright. That's something. We actually only have 1 white mana here, so we cannot play actually all that many cool things. So we've got to grab this Absorb, basically. Can we grab the Absorb out of his hand? What would he absorb? Would he absorb any of this stuff, we think? He definitely absorbed the Vraska. That's without question. Would he absorb the hero of Precinct 1 if I play it? He knows I'm holding it. Let's just try and play it, see if he absorbs it. Or does he just play the Tyrant Scorn on it? Rats. I was hoping he might take the bait here. In terms of that, if I had another white mana, right, I could play General's Enforcer. How many white mana am I running in this deck? Oh, he wants to Thassa's Intervention. Yeah, that's fine. So our opponent has drawn the nuts, and we have not drawn any things to deal with this stuff. So if he's smart, he will not let this pass to my turn. He will play the Tyrant Scorn now. So yeah, he should play the Tyrant Scorn. I don't know about that. Now he should play the Tyrant Scorn? Okay, good. He slows his absorb up. But luckily for us, we get to play 2 cards this turn, so that's fine. We gotta get a white. So I want this absorb out of his hand, basically, really badly. Does he absorb here for this? Nope. Will he absorb this one, though? I'm hoping he does. I'm hoping this eats up the absorb. Nope, he doesn't. Okay. So he's got to bounce. He's got absorb still. It's amazing we haven't found anything to deal with this, considering we've got 4 of these, 2 of these. We have a lot of ways to deal with a wilderness reclamation. Okay, that's what we thought. This deck of our opponents is really goofy. Is this 4 colors? It's kind of crazy, isn't it? So 2 Generals Enforcer. So let's try the General's Enforcer here. I'm just gonna let it resolve. I'm gonna play another General's Enforcer then. I guess we just have to hope our opponent doesn't have a board clear here. He might, I guess. Nope, he's gonna cycle. So we're hoping our opponent doesn't have board clear. I actually messed that up. I did this all wrong. So yep, of course. Of course, Shadow the Sky. Does he really have anything good to get out of here, though? No, just Teferi. I mean, Teferi's great, obviously, but... Oh my god, that fucking Absorb is so obnoxious. I mean, Pelucranos only costs 4 mana, so let's play the Jugantha, I guess. Teferi's gonna come back and bounce it. We messed up. If I just played one of these and then exiled the Teferi immediately, he would have not gotten any value out of this thing, and then I would have been in a much better spot. This must have been an insanely lucky draw, though, in this deck, because... Right, the fact that he has this right now in a deck that is basically cheating out all these different colors of mana. Alright, so we're just gonna get out of this game, because it's hyper boring at this point. Okay. So now we get to go first again, so in with this. Possibly in with the Kunaroses, huh? Yeah, I think Kunaros is a nice little addition here. Although, again, we have a million bazillion ways to deal with this graveyard. The high-end cards are probably too slow, I feel. So let's get rid of the Garrick. I don't feel a lot for the Garrick. Shovel also feels like he might be a little slow. Treacherous Blessing will keep. Kethis will keep. Knight of Autumn we have to keep because of his cool cards. The General is good. Pelucranos, huh? Pelucranos is good. It can be a big burst with Nethroi, so I think I have to keep that. We didn't see Shovel that game. So maybe we do take out the Kunaros. Do we have enough maybe we just have enough graveyard hate. It doesn't matter. We'll keep the heroes. If he doesn't get something to do with the hero, it's really good. Agonizing Remorse, huh? What to get rid of? What to get rid of? Let's cut one Shovel since he's low pressure, right? He might draw me cards, but he's very low pressure. And then we'll cut one Pelucranos? One Pelucranos, since we're trying to go a little bit lower to the ground, I think, against this guy. So let's try it. I don't know how optimistic I am here. I mean, did our opponent... I mean, it was very hard for us to deal with that stupid... So we'll play first. Do we get a good start? I mean, it deals with a lot of different threats, so I think we do that. I think we keep all this stuff up. Agonizing Remorse right away, our opponent. Absorb. This counters a creature spell, but I think we just get rid of the Wilderness Reclamation because it's so spooky. We really don't have that many things like he can counter. His counters on average for us are not that spooky, so you just get rid of the Wilderness Reclamation right away. So do I just get the Essence Scatter out of his hand right away? I don't... Do I get the Triumph down here? Do I have to get the Triumph down first? Let's put that out there. Is this tap for blue? This does not tap for blue, so interesting. So we get to do this now. He can't absorb this, and he can't Essence Scatter this, so... Absorb, Essence Scatter, Elspeth Con... So these, I guess I just think I don't care that much about, really. So I think I just get rid of the Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Although I'm tempted to get rid of one of these, because they are kind of a... This is so much more all-purpose, though. And this, maybe I just don't care if Kethis gets countered. Maybe just bait this out or something. Elspeth Conqueror's Death, though, just is spooky in the long run. Let's get rid of that. It's just, I just don't want him to have access to that card going forward here, and we'll just play this out tapped. So basically we just have a handful of answers and nothing else, essentially. Interesting reaction. Oh, that is so unlucky for us. Oh my god. So we'll throw out the Kethis here. I'm assuming it's going to get countered. I mean, it's not the biggest problem in the world for him, but... We have like a turn to deal with this or we're going to lose. Wow, and so our opponent's so lucky. Oh my god. Actually, we messed up, didn't we? I needed to keep one of these up so I could target this. Or we need to draw another land here. Because if we don't, we're going to lose. I think. And he's low on resources at this point. Okay. And we did draw land. Perfect. And he's going to have to counter it with the Absorb, and we'll just Mythos of Nithroy right away again. Sure. He's tapped out. Say goodbye to that thing. Dude, what are our opponents were so lucky. So they have these really key enchantments in their deck, and this guy's seen 2 of them in 14 cards. In like a tiny amount of cards. Oh, I guess I'm just playing this? Sure, let's just play Hero. Let's see if he's got a counterspell or something. Next, and we'll keep up our Mythos, that's okay too. Apparently our opponent is just on the Castle Arden. Also, he's been pretty lucky to draw this both games, right? How many Castle Arden Veils can you get away running in a deck like this? I'm assuming like 1 or 2 at most. And he's seen them both games so far. Well, let's see what our opponent's got going here. I mean, he's only had 3 cards in hand. He plays Mythos of Nithroid too. Ah, a man of honor, a man of character. That is a card I like to see. The odds that he still has a counter spell up right now. I don't know. Whatever. A non-zero chance, I'm assuming, but we want to draw here, so even if we get a land, this is sort of good for us because we can ooh. Throw the hero on down. I don't know what my opponent has. He must have some removal spell, obviously, but... It's in our graveyard now. Actually, almost nothing is in our graveyard, although... Nethroi would be a welcome addition. Okay, that's good for us. We really didn't want him to brazen borrow back into this one. Wow. Jesus Christ, our opponent. So look at this card. Look at these cards he's gotten. Wilderness Reclamation. 2 Wilderness Reclamations. Okay, so this is okay for us. What'll this get back? Anything good? Okay, literally nothing. That's perfect for us. So Hero Precinct 1. Chevel Vein of Monsters. That builds up a nice little board for us. Did our opponent find an answer again? We shall see. Oh, that's... Well, we'll see. Maybe he has an answer for the Chevel. It's a dangerous game to play, though. Okay, still nothing in his graveyard. So I guess we're just playing Gigantha here, right? Like, does he have an answer to this? I don't know. Yes, he does. Okay. Guess we're just waiting at this juncture. Sure. At this point, does our opponent get another Essence Scatter? We'll just hold this up for now. I don't know if I attack with this Chevel. He can triple block the Chevel. Would that be good? We'll just save him. Oh my god, that's so unlucky for us. I mean, he's only looking at 4, but drawing 2 right now is insanely valuable for him. In where we're at right now with this matchup. We're not really finding any of our value engines, right? We haven't seen a single Treacherous Blessing so far. Although, we only have a 7% chance to have one, but would be nice. Or a Nethroi. Nethroi would be really strong here. Although it's like a non-zero chance it gets countered at this point, but... Teferi would really stink for us right now. Yep, of course. 1, 2, 3 mana left. Okay.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Whenever a permanent opponent controls with bounty counter on it dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Okay. So let's see if he counter. I mean, this gets us 1/1, so I'm actually not too upset about that. And I think we just hold up the land for cycling. Will he trade a 1/1 for this? That's the question. Will you trade a 1/1 for your Teferi? No, block with the bounty counter one. I maybe should have also attacked at the hero. Alright, let's end turn. We want to be able to cycle this. Oh my god. So painful. So painful that he's getting these Thassa's interventions. Although I only got 1 card off that.
I'll protect you.
It's been a pretty good game so far, though. At least my opponent's not just playing something really boring. Yeah, let's do this. Cycle out that thing. Goodbye, Triumph. I hardly knew ye. Another hero. Huh. Let's go to combat. He can make a token here, which is okay with me if he does that. Yeah, it's too bad for us. That's too bad for us. Do I still get to draw off that? I think so, right? Is that not right? Doesn't it just say whenever a bounty Whenever a permanent an opponent controls the bounty counter on it dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. So, oh, I guess I have to have him in play for that to count. Okay. That's fine. I guess I'm just double heroing here. Doesn't feel very good, but yeah. So next turn we can try and kill the Teferi, I guess, if we want, but we are probably gonna lose here because we're kind of just out of gas, unfortunately. Again, if we Nethroi doesn't even help us because we don't even have a non-human on the board, unfortunately. Yep. Shocks in. Well, we're just top decking lands at this point. What are the odds of us getting lands? I guess pretty good. Still like around 40%. So I guess we just have to go for this. He lets it die. He must have like a Thassa's Intervention or something. Let's kill this Brazen Borrower though. Let's see if he counters it if he has the Thassa's Intervention. Looks like he does. Okay, and we're just kind of done for, I think. Because he's going to Thassa's Intervention. If he hasn't, although that's... Wait, Thassa's Intervention is this guy running? Oh, he's going to Shark Typhoon. Okay, so we're just going to die to that. There's like a very narrow chance we live, but by narrow I mean very, very narrow. And just General's Enforcer. Alright, we're out of here. That's too bad. I mean, we had an okay game, although our opponent, like I said, our opponent just kept getting his clutch cards like every game. It was incredible. Alright, well, we're just going to have to call it there. 6:20, I got to start work, but those are some fun games. We won a couple in our best of threes. Got a little unlucky against our super, I'm going to say our super lucky opponents. Again, like the first game, you know, in the first best of three, that guy had 3 Fires of Invention in his top, like, 20 cards. And then this guy, in the game we played, right, both, like, almost every, maybe it was both games, the 2 games he won, he had, Castle Ardenvale to make the 1/1s, and he had Wilderness Reclamations, which, again, he can't be running that many Wilderness Reclamations in that deck because the mana is so tough. So yeah, that was, a little unlucky for us, but that's fine. Fun deck. Well, I'll continue to tune this. I think it's probably better against not in a control matchup, really. And so maybe just got to add some stuff to the sideboard. Gigantha didn't really come through for us this game other than just being an extra guy for our opponent to get rid of. All right, well, we'll try it again next week. It's Friday, so I do not anticipate I'll be playing on the weekend, but have a good one, everyone. Bye!